Mike, turn your games down.
For a mini episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's having a really bad curse tonight?
Hey, it's Michael Colby, and I want to suck your blood.
And this is Zach from Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress, and I now possess Dracula's rib.
Oh my god, it's me, Nate, and the evil sun has vanquished the horrible night.
Nice.
So we are actually here to talk about two games, bitch. First, we're going to talk about Castlevania, the 1986 NES version, and then you will hear us talk about Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. So, to start with Castlevania, developed, published by Konami, came out originally in 86 for the NES. And I have actually never beaten it before. I know why.
I've never done it without cheating.
Is it because it's balls hard?
Yes. I never liked it, actually. Like, when I was a kid, I was introduced to it really early because a friend of mine had 1 and 3, and he would play he mostly would play 3 because 3 is a good game, and I just did not like 1. I was like, this is stupid. Like, even playing it now as an adult, I still have problems with it.
I like 1 a lot. It is hard, but it's kind of one of the quintessential games of my childhood. With the music and the graphics. It's Konami. It's I don't know. It's a great game to me, but it is extremely difficult, and I don't know if I didn't pick it up until now, I might feel differently.
Colby, what is your issue with it?
Well, this was my jam when I was a kid. I grew up when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, I was afraid of everything. And then my mom sat me down and watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers with me. And it sort of changed my life. I got so into horror. So back then, the Nintendo is what we had, and we didn't have too many options for horror games. And this was as close as we got. So I played a lot of this game, and my muscle memory has retained. And I actually didn't think that this game was too bad. It's a lot of memory of what the enemies do, and I did a Dark Souls thing this time and avoided a lot of the combat, and you get your whip up, you get that holy water, and you're good for this whole game.
And Nate.
But yeah, I played this back in the day.
Now, Nate.
I didn't play it until 2023, so I found the game really hard, unfairly hard. That knockback is so mean. I've played the Metroidvania versions of Castlevania, so I always wanted to go back to it, and then in 23 I did, and it was okay. But it's very hard. The music fucking rocks, though.
Yeah.
I love the music in this game.
I think that's a fair point.
NES music in general.
Yes.
NES music in general is pretty great.
Yeah.
I even played this with headphones on for the entire playthrough.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you did.
Part of that is because I beat this game while sitting in an urgent care for my wife, so that's why the headphones are in. But yeah, I played the whole game with sound.
You were tired of listening to her complaining, or?
Oh, she was fine. She wanted me to sit with her, so I had one. This is just me in general. I had one headphone in, so I could still talk to her and just listen to the game and play. It's also called running out of time because you have too many schedules. And what else am I going to do when I'm sitting in an urgent room just waiting for a doctor to show up?
Yeah.
Play a game.
The first level in 1 is so easy, and then you beat the bat, and then the game is like, all right, now you're screwed, bucko. It's just weird positioning on enemies. There's one jump in particular, I don't think it's in level 2, but I think it's later, where it's a skeleton who throws bonies and a gap, and I can't tell you how many times I went to jump and the skeleton would throw a bone. At that exact moment it would hit me, I would just immediately lose all momentum and fall into the hole and die, and I was just cool, thank you, game.
Yeah, the programmers knew what they were doing.
Also this game is harder because you're playing the American version, so they don't want you to beat it in a rental.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the knockback isn't in the Japanese version, so.
Yeah, I think Kyle said that in the chat earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a game changer if you don't have the knockback.
Because that knockback is
that
fucking
sound
awful.
that he makes.
I mean, it's
the other thing
terrible.
is,
Kill you.
With the knockback, it doesn't happen if you're on the stairs, right?
Yes,
and
they just go through you and hurt you.
Yeah, so that's actually a trick at the end of the first stage with the bat is you wait for it to come at you. You get on the stairs, wait for it to come at you, and as it hits you, you hit it with the whip. And when that happens, the way that the game is programmed, the bat iframes cancel. It doesn't have any iframes, and so it's getting hit for every frame that you are whipping, and you just one hit kill it. That's pretty cool. Like that's one of the speedrunning tricks. I can't do it reliably, but it's I watched the speedrun to refresh my memory, and I thought that was a cool trick.
They beat this game in like 20 minutes or less. Like it's ridiculous.
10:38 is the current world record.
I was gonna say,
That's
I think
20 minutes is, I think, Castlevania 2. I think it's 20. Castlevania 2 is 30 minutes.
The first one took me about half an hour.
Yeah.
So I don't 20 minutes seems like, because I'm no speedrunner. So if I can beat this in 30, I would say it's probably sub 10.
It took me it took me about 70 minutes, what Steam Deck told me. But I was also using save states, and I was save stating like freaking, I hit the boss, I got away, save. So like that's how I beat this game, because I'm a dirty rat.
Unnecessary, Michael.
I mean, I did go through a phase
use states too,
where I was going to try to get good and beat like old classic games. I'm like, I'm going to start with Mega Man 2. So every day I would play Mega Man 2, and I got really good at the 8 bosses, but I could not do the Wily stage. And I said, what the fuck am I doing? And I just beat it with save stage and never looked back. So, I mean, I did that a couple times. Like, I was trying to be Super Castlevania 4, which it's just like, I never finished the game. I just dropped the game out of irritation when I try to beat games legit.
Yeah.
So
I
I do it legit.
Because Super Castlevania 4 is bad.
Yeah, the only thing cool about it is the way you can move the whip around.
Whoa, easy. Castlevania 4 is one of the few games I sat down and beat it in one day.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
But I use save states on that.
I mean, that's just the way to
save states on
play
this.
retro games. Like with this game, I played the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which I bought a while ago, but I remember which I'm happy. I'm like, oh, cool, I have it here. Why not mess with it? And, it's good. It's a really good little collection of games. And, like, it doesn't have rewind, which would have been nice, but hey, save states are good enough.
Yeah.
I think they added that in one of the other ones.
I don't know, because all of the maybe they patch them in later, but if I wanted to use rewind, I had to use my retro arch because the collections Contra didn't have it, and the DS and the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias don't have rewind, which I thought was really annoying. Like, why don't they do that?
I think they
Probably
do.
was more work, maybe
They patched them in, but
yeah,
it wasn't in
because when I played
Steam version I played.
I feel like when I played the GBA version or the GBA collection, it had rewind, but maybe
those might have
I was
it.
just using
those
save
those
states.
might have it, but there's no reason to use rewind.
Don't need rewind on those.
This doesn't.
Those ones are.
This would have been nice, because I mean, also 1 is just such a quick little story too, of just, I come here to kill Dracula, I go through his castle, and then I murder him, and it's just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Castlevania, I think, it's unlike Contra, where I think that the Castlevania games do get better as they go along. But I think one is such a solid foundation. Like, it's like, oh, this is what this game can be, and we're gonna add to this, and it works on a lot of levels. Like, we'll talk about 2, but then they do 3, which was sort of close to this formula, just like better in every conceivable way.
Yeah. 3 is kind of perfection for me.
Yeah, 3 is about as good as classic Vanias get. Not about. It's the best that classic Vanias get.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Rondo of Blood, unfortunately.
That's a really good too.
Rondo
fun. Blood's really good, but I think Bloodlines is like right up there too.
Yep.
But
Bloodlines is my personal favorite.
Bloodlines is Mike, when we, you know what? Let's save it because we got to do Bloodlines. But man,
I actually have
Bloodlines
covered
is good.
Bloodlines years ago.
Oh, really? It's so.
I'll redo it though. I don't
We
mind.
gotta recover.
It's so good.
I'd replay it. I haven't played it in a long time. But like I said, I was telling you kind of off the air, Colby. I was doing a bunch of Castlevania. I was like, I really. And then Nate had actually suggested Castlevania 2 in the Discord, like, want to say in 2023, and I'm now making a real effort to do all the Discord suggestions people had. Slowly. Trying.
Yeah, that's because Castlevania 2 is secretly good.
We'll get there.
And I think people forget that.
It is no secret that Castlevania 2 is good.
We will get there soon. But like another thing with 1 is it establishes something that like it establishes what the series will be for the most part. It establishes, it's also the whole like the way that his movement is very deliberate. And like when you stop, if there's no momentum, he just drops like he's full of rocks in the pockets.
Yeah. I think the movement in this is really like it. The NES has such weird fluctuations in how games control. Like there are games where you have like all this momentum and it takes forever to stop. There are ones where your jump feels floaty. There are ones like it's all over the place. But Castlevania as a series, that momentum is pretty much the same in everything. Everything has weight to it. Like you said, you stop like you have a pocket, like your pockets are full of rocks. Your jump feels heavy. Your jump has weight to it. Your attacks have weight to them. It's just, and they do that. Like that's the series until they get to the Metroidvanias, which are a little bit floatier. They are a little bit faster, but like all the classics feel like this. And I think I think they got, because this isn't some sort of fun, like platformer, like lighthearted thing. This is supposed to be
a horror game.
Yeah. A horror game where you go and fight Dracula. Like everything should feel oppressive, and it does. It nails the tone in this first game.
I mean, and most of the bosses are reminiscent of original horror villains. The Mummy. Yeah. There's no werewolf in this game, right?
No.
The werewolf comes later and sticks around.
Yeah, I think the werewolf, like
Frankenstein's monster.
I think Rondo is the first werewolf
appearance of the. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, because the werewolf sticks around as like a mainstay, as one of the main like always there villains.
And that the Rondo werewolf is the werewolf from all the Metroidvanias. Like he does the same stuff. He's goes on fire when you beat him. It's all that stuff is all from that Rondo one.
And the giant bat, Medusa, which they run. I mean, isn't really a Hollywood villain like the rest are, but they run with it and it works.
Yeah, Frankenstein, mummies.
Yeah, I mean, the sub weapons stay forever. The whole basic, your dagger, your holy water, your cross, your axe, like those never go away. Like those are so much stuff in this game starts the series and never goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not the best game, but it is the foundation on which everything in this series is built.
Yeah, and
Colby mentioned the holy water in this game. It truly is broken. Like it just keeps things like it stuns them, and then they're stuck there. Like, and then if you have like tier 3 holy water, you're just like wrecking bosses.
Yeah, Frankenstein doesn't even move when you have the the holy water. He just like stands there and like, oh well, I guess I'm dead now. Like the flea man doesn't even jump off of him.
That flea man is.
I'm gonna actually, you guys. It's not holy water in this one. It's the firebomb.
Firebomb.
Oh, we couldn't say holy water at this time because that would be against
I wonder. Well, see, in this one it does burn.
But the idea is holy water is supposed to burn evil.
Was all the ground evil? I guess it could be.
I mean, you are in Dracula's castle.
Okay, fair enough.
It might have been Nintendo of America's like no religious anything. Even though, are there crosses in this one?
Besides the boomerang,
I think they call it the boomerang. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it a boomerang.
No. I mean crosses like because I'm thinking of 3 where you start out in front
And a
of
cross.
like a stone that's a cross. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think I noticed any crosses in that.
No, I'm watching a video as we talk, and I don't see any. I haven't seen any yet in playthrough. So
I think they
it might have,
specifically had to take them out.
yeah, it might have been when they still were doing that in America.
well, you know
We
how.
weren't allowed to have any religious iconography.
I mean, you still like people get upset about stupid shit like that. Hell, remember when Harry Potter books came out and people were like, "Oh no, witchcraft!" Like,
Yeah, my parents are one of those. They said, "We hope you don't cast any spells." Like, okay.
it don't work that way. I wish it did. I would cast spells, but it don't work that way.
Yeah.
People, in general, I just don't like people to get really religious and be like, "Oh, the devil" and stuff. And I'm like, so yeah, okay, that's me. I have a lot of issues with organized religion, but we don't need to talk about that now.
Same.
That's for that we'll do that in the religion episode where we fight religion.
I mean, Ken has made
God,
comment
that-
that I should make games my mom found after dark, and we do shit like that. But that has not happened yet. So
A
Ken has made that
Castlevania
comment.
game. A Castlevania game like Symphony of the Night, but where the final boss is God.
I'm sure there's something
ROM
like
hacks?
that somewhere. I'm sure somebody made that.
Fighting biblically accurate angels.
I know I fought biblically accurate angels in things. Maybe Symphony of the Night. I think there are.
I think that's
there
just
are angels in
Legion.
Symphony of the Night.
I forget what bigly accurate angels are supposed to look like, but I'm sure it's in some game.
Terrifying
Rings
is what they look
rings
like.
with eyes all over them, and
Yeah.
pretty cool actually. Anyway,
Yeah,
we're
so-
talking about Castlevania 1.
We end up in strange places sometimes.
It's part of the fun.
It is. And then, like, I guess the whole thing is one. I mean, that last part in 1 where you have to go across that bridge and near the end of the game, and those fucking giant bats, and people are like, "Oh, that's easy," and I'm like,
Yeah.
You just got to have the timing down.
yeah,
because you don't have to
completely
fight those
forgot about
bats.
that.
I didn't. Couldn't kill. I mean, I couldn't kill them in time before they killed me. Like, they would hit me,
No.
and I'm like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah, just run past them. If you think that one was bad, wait till you play Rondo. The last stage of Rondo is pretty much that, but like 500 times harder.
I have unfortunately
It's-
never played Rondo like for more than like 10 minutes.
Rondo is so hard.
That's why I've never played Rondo for more than 10 minutes.
It is insanely hard.
Like, I got it with my PS4 collection when they had Symphony Night on PS4, and it came with that. I'm like, oh, and I started playing. I'm like, yeah, this ain't. And there were no save states. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen right now. We're gonna put
Yeah,
this
it's
down.
really bad. Not bad. It's really hard.
It's so hard.
And I am not good at.
It's-
I am not good at Castlevania. Like, I
just-
suck at this game.
I don't understand why they pair. This is the second time they've paired Symphony of the Night with Rondo of Blood in a collection, and I'm like, why would you just not play Symphony of the Night? Like, like I understand Rondo takes place before Symphony of the Night, but I feel like Rondo should be on like a classic Mania collection and not
Symphony of the Night
paired with
is
one
the
of the best
direct-
games.
It's just because they take place after each other. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
it.
direct sequel. But yeah,
And then when you do
you're
finally
right.
fight
You're-
Dracula,
Yeah, you are in for two completely different experiences every time you
One
play
good.
those two games together.
one not.
Well, you don't get to say that.
I know. I mean, it's a good game. Okay,
It's-
one
it's a
fun
great
and one
game.
that's going to beat your ass. How's that?
Yes, that is
Okay.
that is fair and accurate. They are both very good games. Rondo is insane. It's insanely hard.
Yeah. That whole final level in Castlevania 1, I forgot. Because, like, I was just used to when you get to the final level, it just being a staircase to Dracula, you know? So then the fact that I had to dodge giant bats and then fucking flea men, like, again, the birds, I was just like, no.
That part is only hard if you miss one of those flea men. It's really not that bad, like, but you got to be paying attention to that whole screen. If you get two of those motherfuckers jumping around at you, then yeah, it sucks. But
I
if
used
you're paying
save
attention,
states,
yeah.
and anytime I got to, like, the next platform without being hit, I was like, save.
I mean, that's what I did. That's the only way, in my opinion. That's like one of the only ways to get through it, unless you just want to get good. which I did not want
unless
to.
you're really good at the game, which I'm not.
You do have to get good.
No,
How did
thank
you
you.
guys fight Dracula?
Not
Incorrectly.
well. I could never do it back in the day. Like in, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade, maybe middle school. My buddy and I would just trade the controller back and forth, see how far we could get. And we got to the final boss. We could get to the final phase, but we could never beat it. It was just too hard to, still have hearts left, and get the holy water, because you kind of want the boomerang for the first phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes, but
Yeah.
you can.
I did eventually
I didn't know
do
this,
it.
but you can stun him with the holy water. He just doesn't move.
But it doesn't hurt unless you hit him in the face.
No, but if
Right?
you keep throwing bottles at his feet, he just stands there while you beat his
Oh.
face in the whole time. I'm just watching a playthrough. That's what
Okay.
they did. But
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't know this because at the time there's no internet, so it's all based on what somebody said or what someone did. Like,
Right.
I forgot that I had to hit him in the face, and I was like, man, he's not taking any damage. And I'm like, oh yeah, hit him in the
Yeah,
face.
because he throws the fireballs at you, and you got to hit him, and it's kind of a pain.
You can whip those fireballs. Like
Yes.
you can do that whole first phase with the whip. You just need to be at the right spot, like the right distance away from him. And then
Yeah,
when
but-
you hit his head, the whip is coming down and it takes out the fireballs.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, but
The,
it disappears so fast.
You really have to have the timing down. No, I agree. It can be
Yeah.
done. I'm just saying, like, it's stressful, and I don't perform well under stress.
I think that's a problem. I've said it whenever we talked about any sort of Souls games. I talked about it when we did the Contra games. People get themselves psyched up, and then once it gets hard, they're like, "Oh, this is the difficulty that I heard about." And then like it psychs people out because they think it's going to be hard, so it's harder than it actually is for them, I think.
Yeah,
Because
that's fair.
once you let it go and just like, all right, fine, it's gonna be hard, but like you can learn it, and it's not as bad as. And I'm not saying like, oh, you know it's not hard. It is hard, but like if you make it harder on yourself by thinking it's going to be harder than it is, then you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. I did want to say, it was the speed run that I watched. That is incredible how they take out Dracula. I think he uses the boomerang and has double shot. Takes him out really quick, but while he's doing that, he hits the 2 candles that drops the firebomb and the triple shot. And then as soon as the first phase is defeated, hops over the hops over the triple shot, gets the firebomb, goes back for the triple shot, and just unlocks the phase 2. It's pretty awesome.
It's incredible what people can do with the NES games. It really is.
Yeah. Well, just like every other boss in the game, Medusa is probably easiest with the boomerang, but I mean that OP firebomb holy water just melts those bosses. Like Dracula is a baby when you have a good holy water going.
I mean, I think that's the strongest argument for it being called holy water instead of firebomb, but I'm just telling you what the manual says.
Yeah. I think it's accepted that it's holy water.
Even if it wasn't then, it essentially becomes that soon after. So
Yeah, that's what it is in 2, but it doesn't burn, which is disappointing.
unless you get the fire thing that I somehow could not get, but we will get to that shortly. Any other things about Castlevania 1?
I think I'm good on that one.
We should do shelf stack. We'll do shelf stacker box for 1. I'll go first. Go on the stack. Still fun, but I beat it my one time. I'm good. I don't like it. There's better games, but it does.
Ooh.
And Colby.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to find a Castlevania game that doesn't go on my shelf. Maybe. No, wait, that's wrong. There is one, but we already talked about that one.
We talked about the N64 one? Huh, I did that.
Oh, I forgot about all 3
So does everybody.
Castlevanias.
I haven't played them yet.
You know what? Forget what I just said. No, this one goes on the shelf. The only 2D one that doesn't go on the shelf, we did already talk about.
And Nate.
I would put this on the stack, I guess. It's not bad. It's very hard. And, as an adult, I don't have time to spend, memorizing level design like that. So it goes on the stack, play once, and then, move on.
Yeah. And Zach.
I would put it on the shelf. I love this game. It was a formative part of my youth, and I don't play it often, but when I do, I still love it, even though for me it's practically impossible to beat without cheating.
Right. And on to 2.
Yay, 2.
All right, and we're back. So again, memories. I had actually never played 2 for more than a few minutes. The same friend that had 1 and 3 told me how 2 was stupid and didn't make any sense, and he didn't like it. And so I thought it was stupid because I respected him, and I fell into the bullshit of the internet, and I thought 2 was a bad game for years, and I did not realize that a lot of that comes from the angry video game nerd too, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which I only found out today because I was watching a few YouTube videos, and somebody's like, yeah, the one reason why people, like, where that discourse comes from, it was from that guy. I'm like, really? Like, that upset me.
There's a lot of games. There's a lot of games that people think are bad because they've never played them and they only listen to the angry video game nerd.
I mean, wasn't he a exaggerated cartoon style of a character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hate sells.
Yeah, and
I know.
Actually,
wins elections too.
I know James in real life, and he's actually a really nice guy.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I've seen him do other stuff. He's a lot more mellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a character.
He lives in the area.
Pretty cool. Because I used to listen to Pat the NES Punk a lot on his podcast, and I know he would talk about him sometimes. Not in bad, I don't think I remember, but he would talk about like running into him at conventions and stuff, and you know how it's just how people didn't understand like it's a character. It's acting. Yeah, it's not real.
Well, he did a whole video about how his whole thing was a character, and I still think people don't understand.
People are dumb.
I mean, well, all right. No, I don't want to get off on. He's local to here, actually, to where I'm at. Pat is, and I listen to CU podcast still.
Is that still going? I thought they ended it.
They do a special one every month or so.
Oh, okay.
And I've always liked Ian, and
Same.
Pat sometimes rubs me the wrong way. I don't want to like sit here and trash the guy. I think
he'll never hear this. That's fine.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I don't know that, but I have no problem with that. But Ian is cooler.
Right.
I mean, that is a fact. Yeah. Ian is a cooler guy.
Well, I think what I wanted to say was I think Pat rubs people the wrong way because he has strong opinions in the way that he phrases those strong opinions. Right? Exactly.
He played a character on YouTube too, and that was I don't think people realize that it was a character.
I know almost nothing about that, but I
don't either. But he used to talk about it a lot. I actually used to listen to Completely Necessary podcast for like fucking 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Back when he was still like he would talk about YouTube. He's also on an episode of Pawn Stars.
Oh really?
Yeah. He brings in the gold cartridge and tries to, and he wasn't even trying to sell it. He was just but he
just wanted to see what they'd give him for it. Yeah. That's actually pretty funny.
I watched too much Pawn Stars.
Anyways, Castlevania 2.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had anything else to say. I was waiting.
No, sorry.
I mean, I think that's a big thing about this game is that this game is has such a history, like a Mandela effect. For all the people that haven't played it, all have this pre-made opinion because of the internet. And I should go on the rest of our histories. Colby, what's your history with this game?
This one I did have when I was a kid, and I didn't understand it. That was right. Like for a kid, in the 80s. No internet. The only thing that had like a walkthrough of this was Nintendo Power, and I didn't get Nintendo Power. So like I was going in blind, and I knew that it was easier than 1, but I still couldn't figure it out. So it wasn't until I was probably in my 20s when I gave it another shot and used a walkthrough, like I used a guide, and I was like, oh, this game is actually really cool. And by then, Symphony of the Night had come out. Like, I think a couple of the Game Boy Advance ones had come out by the time I played this again. And I'm like, oh, this is where all of that stuff came from. Like, there are, Symphony of the Night is a game because of Simon's Quest. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
No.
I think that's right.
I think Simon's Quest is an incredible game that got a bad translation and, got trash talked on it on the internet, so it has a bad reputation. But I think the game is really cool, maybe a little bit too ambitious to be on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but like it just like Castlevania 1 laid the foundation, Simon's Quest lays the foundation for all of the games that I know that we all love. Like,
yes.
Your Arias of Sorrows and your, Symphonies of the Night. So yeah, I think Simon's Quest is really cool. Also, the best soundtrack on the NES, period. And that Simon Belmont sprite is so cool looking. I love that sprite.
Nate, what's your history with 2?
Yeah, I played it in 2023. And I used a guide because, the very first thing, I knew about the game was that it is poorly translated and some of the, it's very cryptic. So I used the guide and I had so much fun playing it. Colby is right. This is like prototype Symphony of the Night. Of just get item and then go back across the world and find a new path forward, using an item that you got. Brilliant game. It has a day-night cycle, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the first games with that. I didn't look at it.
It has to be. Besides a farming sim.
Yeah, I'm sure there's computer games with it. But to be on a console, this has a lot of stuff on it that to be on a console is crazy.
Yeah. Played this, obviously a little bit after I played Castlevania. I remember being asked to babysit a kid in the neighborhood. I never babysat much, but I guess they were desperate. And he had an NES, he had Castlevania 2, and he had the Nintendo Power or whatever it was that had the guide in it. And I pretty much let that kid do whatever the fuck he wanted while I played his games. And I got through it in one evening. I'm sure it was hours, but you can speedrun it in half an hour, right? But
you know what to do.
Yeah,
I have a distinct memory of getting to Dracula sitting in this kid's living room, and I'm sure that's why his parents never asked me to babysit again.
There's crayon all over the walls, and the things are just ruined, and they're like, "How did back?" He's like, "Oh, he just played my NES and let me run around. It was wonderful. Can we have him again, Dad?"
The kid was still alive. That's what counts.
I mean, honestly, yeah,
that's all that matters.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
And they got to go out. I mean, hey.
Yep.
You did it. Successful babysitting job.
And you got paid, I'm assuming. Right. Or you got paid to play Castlevania 2. I'm not sure. That could have been your payment too. I had never played this game, and going through it and seeing how much stuff lays the groundwork for Symphony of Night, or just in video games in general, I'm like, this game is so important, and it's not talked about in a way it deserves. And that kind of upset me because you have towns. I mean, yes, you have bad translations where things don't make sense and some of the NPCs straight up lie to you, but I'm sure, the fact there's a guide, Nintendo Power, you could figure things out. People did, and
yeah.
I was really surprised how good this game is. I played through it, I'm like, this is actually really fun. Dying isn't even that punishable. You drop all your hearts and you keep your level, but you drop the experience that you work towards your next level, but all that you can make up. It's not a bad game at all. You get to buy items. I mean, yes, it's confusing. It's archaic, but it is the NES, and this is one of the first games to ever even try this. It makes sense that it's confusing, but we accept other games. Why is this game hated? And I did not realize, like I said earlier, that it's all because of early YouTube and people falling for dumb shit.
Yeah. I mean, people hated it back then too, because you kind of did need the guide or somebody to tell you the tricky spots, and that's due to the bad translation. But I feel like even without the internet,
games that too that people love.
Yeah, but not everybody. So I feel like this is a divisive game, or divisive, however you pronounce that.
Yeah,
but it shouldn't be considered hated as a bad game, it's preached to people.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad game. I mean, and I don't know. Nintendo did this a lot with their sequels, like on the not necessarily Nintendo, but on the NES. There's a lot of games where the second one's just like a complete departure from the first one, and I think even that is divisive. Like just the fact that it's not what people were used to was enough to make them not like it. And then yes, being as confusing as this was back in the day, like I can imagine how people wouldn't like this when it came out. But now everybody, it's so easy to find something to help you through this game. Even if you're not like using a complete walkthrough, it's easy to find like just tips and stuff to get you through it, to get you through those tough spots. And yeah, I think everybody should be playing this game.
I mean, I know there's other confusing games for the NES that people love, and like, I'm sure, I just can't think of any on top of my head, but I mean, that was just how games were at the time. I mean, some of the early RPGs, like, how the fuck do you figure out some of that shit? Like, you just had to get lucky. I'll talk to this NPC to get this to go forward. So yes, this game's confusing, but that was just the era. That's all I don't know. It just, normally it doesn't bother me. It bothered me about this game because it turned me off from playing it, and I missed out on a game that I really enjoyed. So I'm irritated.
I think that may have been a blessing in disguise because you do have the experience with the Metroidvanias that you like now.
Yeah.
I think having that knowledge of what you already like and then being able to see that it started here is way cooler than having played it. Like, I think it would have been cool to have had the experience that Zach did. Like, if I would have had that Nintendo Power back in the day, I'm sure that this would have been, because the original Metroid was already one of my favorite games. So, like, if I would have had something to help me through, because I think Castlevania 2 is so much more confusing than the original Metroid. So if I would have had something to help me through it, it would have been like a much better experience for me. But I know that going back after I had already played the Metroidvanias, I was like, oh, this game is great. And then, yeah, you get the upgrades are like such a big deal. Like the Thorn Whip from the regular whip, and then the Chain Whip, and then the Fire Whip, all such huge upgrades. Once you get the Holy Water, and the Holy Water mechanic is kind of a pain in this game, because if you don't know which floors and walls can be destroyed, you're just going around just throwing holy water everywhere.
But it doesn't cost anything.
No, it doesn't cost anything.
Fortunately.
But it takes a long time if you're doing that to every single block. So yeah, there's some annoying stuff. But again, it's a 1987 this came out? Is that right?
Oh, I was supposed to say that earlier.
All of the knowledge in the world.
This came out in 87. In 88 in US, 87 in Japan.
Hell yeah. But yeah, and the other thing I could say about it, I think they went the wrong way on not the wrong way, but too far back on the difficulty, because this game is easy. Especially the Dracula fight. Like, that Dracula fight is nothing.
Yes. It's this is one of those things where it's more about the journey than the destination.
Yes. Yes. And the journey is awesome. But I would have loved to have had a fight. I would have loved to have had a Dracula that gave me any sort of problems. You do the tower flame things when he's standing still, and then you just duck in a corner and he can't hit you. And
I'm okay with that.
What are we doing here?
I liked it personally.
It's too easy to cheese it. Yeah, I'm with Michael on this one, and that was probably my greatest disappointment with the game. Is like the final boss is probably the easy. I mean, there's only two other bosses, right? But
Death and Carmilla. First appearance of Carmilla, who becomes.
Yep.
I mean, she's around sometimes.
Something with an M.
She's around, and she was a big deal in the anime too.
Yes, which I'm actually going to hopefully cover season 1 and 2 this year. First October.
Oh, yes.
So
I can't wait to rewatch Castlevania.
I actually covered all 4 of those on someone else's podcast that doesn't exist anymore. And I've been meaning to do them myself for Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good show. But Carmilla, I mean, she's just a mask here. But, I mean, you have to kill Carmilla. Death is optional. But you do get a cool dagger, which makes Carmilla. But you can beat Carmilla without it just fine.
Mm-hmm.
She's not hard.
Yeah, the bosses are pretty much jokes in this game.
I think that's fine. And this game had dungeons. I mean, this game did what Zelda on Switch can't. I said it wrong, but yes. I mean, like, you have the mansions, and the mansions are fun. I like them.
Yeah. There's some, I wish there would have been some sort of differentiator. Is that a word?
Yes.
No, but welcome to Game My Mom Found. We make up words if it's not.
Like,
so
when you're in those dungeons and you just like fall through a floor and with nothing. I mean, nothing. It just looks exactly like a floor.
That's why you got to walk around tossing holy water.
Well, you got to also watch the skeletons. If the game probably doesn't tell you this, but the skeletons won't walk on holes.
That's a good point.
It's just, I don't know.
Archaic?
Again, it was developers on the NES trying to do something to set their game apart, and they did it.
Yeah.
They did it. And they made a really cool game. And if people in 1987 would have been like, hey, this is a pretty cool game, I guess it wouldn't have been that much different, because I think the people who make the games looked at it and went, oh, this is cool. We got to do more with this.
I think all the tools are mostly there. I mean, there's better fan translations now that make this game like completely understandable. Like, I know one of the big things was people didn't understand to take the white crystal and kneel at the lake. I mean, and I thought, like, I had in my head that you had kneel like for like a minute. You kneel for like 5 seconds, if that.
Yeah,
not even that. Like, that's not that bad.
No, it's closer to like 10, 15 seconds, but it wasn't for me. Than you would.
Yeah, but not as long as the internet used to make me think. I mean, this is a game that is ruled by bad, like, just false information on the internet.
Yeah. The fan translation and the map that I had on the one that I was using, not super helpful, but like it did show you like how far away from the next town you were. I don't need maps in certain games when they're small enough. And really, this game isn't as big as it feels, but it does feel big. It feels really big because you are backtracking and doing the Metroidvania stuff.
Like going to all the different towns, and then like the whole fact, like if you're in a town at night because bad timing, like you just got to fight ghosts while you wait for day to come after 3 minutes of real time. Like, just so unique stuff.
Yeah. And you get the best music in the game in the towns at night.
Yeah, pretty rad. Can I say one thing about the use of the term Metroidvania here? I always assumed... What's that?
I said he's insulted you, huh? Like, you heard me.
No, not anyway. I don't know. I've gotten used to it. I think it's fine. It used to bother me, but I used to be like, shouldn't it just be called a Metroid-like? But then, I don't know, Metroid probably wasn't the first game to do it. But what bothers me is everybody always says, oh, because of Metroid and Symphony of the Night. I'm like, well, what about Castlevania 2? Isn't that like where the Vania and Metroidvania comes from originally?
Yeah.
So
I never knew that, though.
Now you do.
I do, and I'm like so happy. Like, I mean, this actually made me really happy to have played the game and got to experience it. Like, it was weird. I beat this game in like 2 days, and I beat it fast. And I couldn't put it down. I mean, I was thinking to myself, you have to talk about this Saturday, and today is Thursday, and you still haven't even finished your edit yet. So, I mean, that was going through my head too. But, like, this game was fun.
Yeah.
I actually have a poster. Yeah. I have a 3D poster of Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, the NES covers that, depending on where you walk by it, shows you each one of the 3. And I remember not being that excited, but I only bought it because I like 3. And then I'm like, I'm really happy I have all 3 of those.
Yeah.
I should take a video and put it in
that's
Discord.
some good-ass box art on those games, too.
Oh, yeah. It's no Mega Man.
Also, never game has clue books hidden throughout the world for you, too, that will give you... I mean, I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to figure it out that they're there, but it does have clue books.
Yeah, and also they're not that helpful because of, again, the bad translation.
Yes.
It's like, use Dracula's heart to break the curse. Okay.
I mean, like, how are you supposed to figure out
anyway?
with the ferryman that you're supposed to equip the heart, talk to him so he takes you to the mansion? Because nothing changes. It looks exactly the same. when you get to the other side, you just have to get off the boat and see what happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't look different.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I don't think it had a bad reputation in Japan because it made sense there.
Yeah, they didn't have a bad translation.
Yeah, but whoever did the translation here did not give a fuck. They're just like, sure, this is close enough.
They're like, I'm going to sell so many guidebooks.
I'm going to sell so many Nintendo Powers.
Yeah, there was I was watching a YouTube channel called You Can Beat Video Games play through this, and they fight death, and it says like you possess the gold knife or something like that, and then in the very next room they get the Dracula's rib or eye, and it's, you know, it does the you process. And it's like, you know, and he brought up, he was like, they couldn't even be bothered, like, you know, to fix the translation error in the very next room. Like, you know, it's like they were just like, fuck it. It's just it's wild. But I was looking up
You gotta get this
sorry,
done.
go ahead.
I was just saying, we gotta get this done. They're not paying us.
It came out a year after in North America. It came out in 88 here. It said, like, Wikipedia says that the game had positive reviews when it came out.
Oh, good.
So, you know. And
so maybe it was just that angry video game nerd video that turned people.
I mean, it could be. I mean, and I understand, like, you know, a poor translation making it way more cryptic than it needs to be. You know, it's frustrating. And if you don't have
as you said a little earlier, I mean, hate sells. Like, you know, on YouTube, especially, like, I mean, you still see stuff like, oh, this movie's awful, Marvel's done. You know, and they get all the clicks. Like, it's just just us as humans, I guess. So I'm not surprised. But that is cool that you know the guy, by the way. I think that's actually really cool.
Yeah. He's, like I said, he's really nice in real life.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean,
I'm sure.
You know, people don't understand, but like when you do YouTube and stuff, you kind of like, especially those type of videos, like acting. Like, that's just what it is. Even on here, there are times right. Well, sometimes I play a character. I'm just playing myself now.
Yeah, I sort of do an exaggerated thing, but I also am very opinionated, so it's not a total character.
Sometimes I did, like in the early episodes, I played a little bit of a character to kind of go off with the other people I was with, but that really changed at this point. Now I'm just me. I don't think there's anything really else to it.
I think what bothers me, like with, like, you know, not to be like, you know, like, oh, they're just playing a character or whatever, or like, you know, they're just trying to be contrarian. It's just like, so like Arkham Origins, for instance, is people just wrote it off immediately because it wasn't Rocksteady making it.
Fair.
But like, I think Arkham Origins is really good.
It is.
And that's not being contrarian. It's like, I bought that at launch. I played through it. Like, I had some bugs, but I think it's a fantastic game. And so, like, when people say they like this, it's like, you know, chances are they probably played it because, yeah, this game fucking rules once you, like, you know what you're doing.
For the internet world to bitch as much as it did when, like, we have access to the internet. I mean, especially in this day and age, it's not like the early, you know, where I remember going to the library during Pokemon and being like, hey, Mew's under the truck. You just gotta push the truck. Like, there's accurate information now. Like, why are people still like, this game should be more loved than it is?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we keep going on about this, but it really bothered me more than I thought it would. Because, like, this game is so freaking cool. The different items, and, like, you get 3 different daggers, you get 2 different holy waters, you get laurels that protect you so you can go through the swamp. There's forests, there's swamps, there's all these different locations. Like, this is a really fucking cool game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I am so glad. I am really glad that everybody here is sort of in agreement, because I think once you play the game, like once you actually play the game, you're gonna have a fun time with it. And I've been, you know, like I said, I didn't like it when I was a kid because I was a kid. You know, in 1988 I was 9, so I was probably like 10 or 11 when I played this. And yeah, it wouldn't have made sense to an 11-year-old who was just going into it blind.
Yeah.
But you know, when I was an adult and I played it, I was like, this actually rocks. And, you know, people don't give it a chance, but when you give it a chance, hey, we got 4 guys here who are telling you Give Simon's Quest another chance.
And just pull up a guide and just have fun. Like, you'll enjoy it with a guide.
Oh my god, yeah. Nobody cares. No one is going to come to your house and be like, you used a guide for your first time through a video game? Nobody gives a shit.
I mean, is Ninja
I've been
still
on
a
the
thing?
internet. I know for a fact that there are going to be people who are like, you used a guide, huh, pussy, get good.
Remember that guy Ninja?
Yeah.
Does he still exist?
And you just tell them, shut up. Like,
Yeah.
time... I mean, as an adult, I don't have time, and I wanted to enjoy this game. I played with a guide, and I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to listen to that guy because that guy is an idiot and an asshole.
Yeah.
But there are those guys there.
Yes. I just blew me away.
I'm surprised
through
there
this.
wasn't more. I'm surprised there wasn't more Samus / Simon Belmont, like not fan fiction, but like fan art where they're together. That seems like an easy one. And not weird porn. I'm just talking about like.
I'm sure there's that.
regular-
No
there's
one's
actually-
gonna shame
there's
you.
that.
There's actually 34 rules about that, Colby.
No, I just mean you know how people love to like put these characters together in their art and stuff, and these two seem like Metroid and Simon's Quest seem like perfect companion pieces to each other. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it would have made a great like crossover thing. Except Nintendo was never going to work with a third party.
Nintendo don't even work with Nintendo sometimes, I swear. So. Nintendo also hates their fans, but that's a whole different conversation that I like to have on here.
Yeah. I keep saying it on Discord, but nobody listens to me. Everybody's like, yeah, we know that they hate us, but we're still going to buy our Switch 2s. I'm sorry, Zach. This is a direct impression of you, but
Well, hey, once again, if that's
I
something...
thought I was talking for a second.
I have no interest in Switch 2, but that's just because I have
No.
no interest in it. That's different.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean,
like,
they can
once
get my
again,
interest, but they won't.
That just goes to the contrarian point of just like, okay, you're buying a Switch 2. Cool. You know, like at the end of the day, it's your money. I don't care. Like,
I don't care what other people do.
I don't actually care either, but it just, man, they really do hate their fans. And it's frustrating.
they do some backwards ass stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, actively hate their fans.
No, I will agree with a lot of that too. So, I mean, another thing I just want to mention, like in this game, through different each of the mansions, you have to buy a wooden stake so you can then stab the orb to get the piece of Dracula. And they all do something. The heart lets you cross the ferry. I don't know what the eye does. I don't know what the ring does, but the bone gives you a shield when you're standing still, which is actually really fucking useful.
Is your shield, which is the most useful thing in the game.
Yes.
But, and the other thing I'll say about stabbing those orbs with the wooden stakes, one of the most, and again, this is the Castlevania weight. When you hit that thing, like the screen shakes and it stops for a second and it has this like a deep bass Konami sound. It's just like boom, and it's like, yes, I did something.
Yes.
Such good sound effects. Konami absolutely rocked the NES with their music, with their sound effects, everything. Can't beat it on the NES. You cannot beat Konami on the NES. But yeah,
Not easily.
That really cool,
Like,
the
nothing
really
pops into
cool
my head.
screen shaking. What popped in your head?
I was saying nothing pops into my head. I'm like, there's some cool Capcom stuff, but I can't think of something specifically. So I might have
really
to give
good
you that
games.
one.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of really good music on the NES. Like Nintendo made a lot of good music. Metroid has a great like ambient sort of like creepy thing. Super Mario Brothers, obviously, the Mega Man games, great music, but you cannot beat Konami's like drum noises that they made on the NES. And I don't know how nobody else could do that.
I didn't listen to a single second of sound for this game, for the record.
Michael,
You missed out. This one's got a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's the best one.
First appearance.
There are
of
reasons.
Mario Killer.
I will say that. Okay, a lot of me playing this was when I was multitasking and I couldn't listen to this. And then I just didn't bother when I could.
The soundtrack is not that long. Go on YouTube.
No, but I was
and
also
watch
watching Pawn Stars in the background while I played this game a lot. So
You
I had to listen to that.
My God.
motherfucker.
Whoa.
You missed out on the best soundtrack on the NES because you were watching fucking Pawn Stars. You suck.
Don't look.
That
Pawn
show
Stars is dumb fun.
It is. Unfortunately, it's not all in one place. Like they have one season on Netflix. Disney or Hulu actually has a few seasons of it from like 18 to like whatever 20 something. That's what I'm watching now, and I'm probably almost done. No, that show it's stupid. I mean, but it's funny and I enjoy it, but it is stupid. Like especially all their skits. Like, man, I work here. Like, you guys don't even work here, you fucking liar. None of you work there.
You have to watch the companion show Storage Wars as well.
I used to watch that.
Is that any good?
I used to watch it.
It's dumb fun. Yeah.
Where's it streaming?
It's just mindless. I think you can find it on Hulu.
Okay. Hey, mindless stuff like that is perfect for grinding in RPGs. Like when I was grinding in this game to level up, like that's perfect to put on a mindless show where I can just listen to it. And I really don't need to pay a whole lot of, like if I miss something, it doesn't matter. I can just listen. I'm fine. So maybe I'll check that out next once I run out of Pawn Stars. What's coming? All right. Anything else to say about Castlevania 2?
Yeah, you should listen to the soundtrack too.
Yeah.
You know what? I did want to say one thing about the soundtrack since we're on it. I'm sure you must have noticed this, but there's the song that plays, I think it's in the Villages. It's like the Silence of Daylight, I think it's called. It's like a major key transposed version of Vampire Killer from Castlevania 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those classic songs going.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, Bloody Tears rules.
Bloody Tears.
Yes.
Oh.
I do like Castlevania.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sorry, God.
I kind of regret it. I do kind of regret that I didn't listen. I might go listen. I mean, I did watch a speedrun and listen to music that way. Does that count? So
No.
Did you hear the music when you listened to this?
No, I didn't. I just heard the guy talking. Now that I think about it, like
That's what I meant. I think I said that this was the first appearance of Vampire Killer, but this is the first appearance of Bloody Tears, right? That was not in one?
Yeah, that's correct.
all right, we should do shelf stacker box for this one. And Zach, why don't you lead us in?
I'm going to go with Stack on this one because while I do think it is a great game and people who hate it are wrong, I don't love it as much as I love Castlevania 1 and 3. And this is just not one that I feel like I could play over and over again. So in the stack it goes.
All right, and Nate.
Yeah, I would put this in the stack with Castlevania 1. I think it's a really good game.
All right, I'll go next. I'm putting this on the shelf. I ended up loving this game. Like, I've talked shit about this game for years, and I kind of regret it because, like, I guessed just going along with the internet, and now I feel bad because this game is damn good. So, going on the shelf, and I'm going to have to speak the praise of it from now on every time it comes up to people. Like, play it with a guide. Like, it's a fun game. Just use a guide. Have fun.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Not to agree with the internet? Yeah.
You would have liked it better if you would have heard it.
Yeah.
I probably would have, yes. But I don't, me and game sounds. I don't listen. I play a lot of stuff mute.
Insane.
I don't know. I'm a strange man. What can I say?
You don't have to say that. We all listen to you. We all know you. We know. We know.
Yeah. That is all right, then.
For me.
Oh, yeah. And what about you? I forgot about you.
Since this is a 2D Castlevania and it's not Portrait of Ruin, it's going right the hell on the shelf. Yeah, right up there with the best of them. Portrait of Ruin sucked.
Portrait of Ruin's a good game.
I gathered that from what you were saying.
More than once. It's a good game. Don't listen to him. He's crazy.
It's terrible.
I mean, your opinions never line up anyway, so you would like it, I'm sure. Portrait of Ruin's a really good DS game. I don't know why he hates it. But you could listen to an episode where we talked about that.
Yeah, you can.
And then, unfortunately, one of the guys couldn't make it that was going to join us, so now you will hear me read what Tom had to say. All right, and this is from Tom, a friend from the Discord, who unfortunately wasn't able to make the main recording for this. I'm going to read what he had to say about Castlevania 1 and 2. Hello, Tom here, also known as Mopman, pretty much everywhere in the internet, in the Discord. I played Castlevania 2 when I was a little kid in the early 90s, when I was like between 4 and 7. My older brother was a big fan of 1 and 2. He was like 11 years older than me. We kind of had like an adversarial relationship between the two of us growing up. We both were floored by the day and night cycle, Vendor's level up system, him more so, because he remembered Castlevania 1 and kind of slept on 2. His friend from school had a Nintendo Power or some magazine that he jotted down everything he could about the bad translations of the various spots you might know, i.e. like using holy water to destroy blocks, the wooden spikes for the orbs. He walked me through a few times, but I could never beat the entire game. I would load a password from his notes often and run around, explore, kill. stuff, mess around until I would either die or the in-game timer would end. My time with Castlevania 1 was my brother saying, hey, you like 2 so much, you should see the first and how it all began. Plus, it's like one of the first NES games, one of the best looking early titles. We had ghouls and goblins, and Gradius and Mario Brothers. I was amazed my brother wanted to show me anything that I could, and I could tell he enjoyed 1 a lot and wanted to point out why it was good and profound for its time. Even though all I wanted to do was play Simon's Quest, I appreciated getting to play and be shown the game by my brother. Between 1 and Simon's Quest, especially Simon's Quest, he taught me enemy behaviors, the fact enemies would spawn in C2SQ if you doubled back on screen, power leveling with the hearts, and you trying, but it can never muster at the drop glitch in Simon's Quest. Castlevania 1 would go on the stack for me, as it's fun to go back to every now and again as an example how it was one of the better looking games at the time. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest will forever be on the shelf because it wowed us so hard as kids, and the fact you were recovering Dracula's body parts and artifacts and using them as weapons and armor was such a cool-ass concept that's always stuck with both of us. Right, and that is from Tom. And just wait, we have one more vampire killer joining us to chat before we wrap this up.
Hello, everybody. It's Kyle. Yes, it's me, Kyle. And I have just finished a delicious meal of wall meat.
Stupid but funny. Thank you for being able to join me. First, we kind of broke this episode up in 2 halves. But first, I'd like to hear your history with Castlevania 1.
Sure. Well, of course, always love to be on the show and talk about my little pieces of various video game histories. So, I discovered Castlevania, and the way I discovered Castlevania at first was oddly enough the first way through was Circle of the Moon for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I've talked about I have talked in the past about how I actually finally beating the game. I actually really did not like it, but I will still credit that game being my first Castlevania experience. Weirdly enough, right after Circle of the Moon, I actually went straight all the way back to the very first Castlevania on the NES. So I'll try to skim this down to a bit of long story short. My brother was working at a local video game store, and he actually ended up becoming quite a really good games cleaner. Like, he would do a lot of he was pretty much a clerk, but he would also do a lot of the maintenance work too. In fact, that's pretty much what his profession became to be as a later in his life. He pretty much this defined him to a point where he literally opened up his own video game store. So, yeah. Anyways,
really cool.
So, while in this period of time when my brother was really working at the local video game store and doing a lot of work for them too, cleaning consoles, cleaning games, and just doing a whole bunch of various little odd jobs for the store, one of the games he brought home with him with the NES that he was cleaning out was the original Castlevania. And I actually got to experience it. And I kind of immediately fell in love with the original Castlevania. Weirdly enough, at the time period of when I started playing it, I believe I was about 12 or 13 years old.
That's a good age, though, to be introduced to this.
A little older than a little kid. Like, I'm still like a little kid. Thing. I'm 12. But, I'm a little, older-ish, like ISH, older-ish. And I believe at this period it was about 2003, so the early 2000s, Castlevania was on a pretty good swing at that period. You already had your famous hits like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which became a big critical darling. Everybody loved it. And of course, I love it too. It's a great game. And then you have the oddball Castlevania games like the N64 games. And then you had your other critical darlings like the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games, which at that time period, once again, were in full swing and were, not to be redundant, were critical darlings. So it's weird. Like, the controls and the physics of everything with the original Castlevania, I noticed they were difficult as a kid, but, it still felt fine with me. Everything still clicked. Yes, the game was extremely hard, and, it took me a long time to actually beat Castlevania. In fact, my first ever legitimate time beating Castlevania was not actually the American version. I beat the Japanese version, Akumajo Dracula, which, fun fact for those who do not know, I believe now, I think a lot more people know because of the Castlevania collection, the Japanese version has an easy mode. It's straight up actually called easy. You select easy, and there's actually quite a few pretty glaring differences. For most of the game, you take less damage. You actually don't have knockback, as in when Simon takes it, he doesn't he doesn't jump backward when he takes damage. In fact, in the Japanese easy mode, your character just blinks. That's it, after you take damage. So, yeah, there's a lot of very noticeable differences. And yeah, my first ever legitimate time beating Castlevania was the Japanese easy mode. But yeah,
the game is still hard, I'm sure, even with easy mode.
Oh, no, it is. Those final 2 stages of the game are a fucking bitch and a half, even on the Japanese easy mode. Those giant fucking birds, and when they start dropping the hunchbacks at you, the giant bats on the very final level are brutal. Like, holy shit, if you don't kill them immediately, they'll swoop at you and knock you over, and if you're trying to make a jump, they can probably give you damage and knock you into a pit. But yeah, this game still provides one hell of a challenge, but it's so manageable. I feel like, well, a lot of people tend to think of a lot of NES games having the quote-unquote, having the Nintendo Hard challenge. I feel like Castlevania is probably one of the most fairest examples of Nintendo Hard. I believe where something like Ninja Gaiden is a lot more fast, and it has a lot more limitations to itself, like the endless spawning enemies. Castlevania is a lot more slow and a lot more kind of thought out, and it's a lot more strategic. Like, ironically, for being an action platformer, the way you move and attack is a lot more thought out. Like, for example, when you push your button to swing your whip, I noticed, I believe Egoraptor, Aaron Hansen, made this video like decades ago, bringing up the genius of Castlevania, where like when you attack, there's always a delay when you swing your whip, and it's like, I think that's a brilliant sign of game development, of like, it really gives you time to really think of like making your attack and swinging your whip. I feel like Castlevania has such a brilliance to itself that Konami really just brought something amazing to the NES with Castlevania 1. The level design is really tough. The enemies will give you one hell of a fight, especially the bosses, but it's something that is so manageable. You may not believe in yourself when you play this game, like, oh, I can't do it, it's just too hard, but like, god damn it, if you really try, like, if you seriously put the effort and try and keep trying, like, I know you will beat it. This game will, like, you will beat this game, and it, like, you will feel so accomplished for beating this game. Like, I think Castlevania is on such a special level of quote-unquote Nintendo Hard, but it's a brilliant Nintendo Hard. Like, this might sound very contrived, and like, I feel like someone might call me out, like, oh, shut the fuck up, Kyle, you're just trying to be a wannabe games journalist, but like,
don't worry, nobody's...
Castlevania is the Dark Souls of the retro, of the 80s era. Like, before there was Dark Souls, before there was Demon Souls, before Bloodborne, before any of the, incredible From Software video games, there was Castlevania. And I feel like Castlevania had all of that in its original blueprints. Like, Castlevania knew how to be just the right amount of hard. It knew how to be, like, just the right amount of challenge, and like the physics, the controls, like, the way Castlevania controls is very different to how, say, Mega Man or Mario controls.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, the game's not trying to be a Mario or a Mega Man. Like, it's really focused on doing its own thing, and I love that. And that's my favorite type of thing in a video game, is when something really knows what it's trying to be. I'm not saying that I don't like when a video game is trying to just mimic something else. Like, there are times when I've enjoyed that in a video game, but I really appreciate when a video game knows what it's just trying to go for, like, from the get-go. Like, I love that so much, and Castlevania is such a great example of this. Like, Castlevania knows exactly what it's trying to be from the get-go, from the very first game. Even from, like, Castlevania 2 to Castlevania 64 to, like, the oddballs of the series. Like, even those games know what they're trying to be, as confusing as they might seem.
I really want to revisit 64 at some point to see what my opinion
I hope
is.
you do. I
will at some
hope you
point.
do. And if you do, I will be there. But yeah, that's pretty much my history of Castlevania 1. I love this game so much. I'm so happy I got to grow up with it for the time that I did. I'm happy that I took that chance in my life. I'm glad that, like, I discovered it when I did. Like, I would feel so regretful if I didn't grow up with this game. Because, like, this game has such a good teaching style to it and how to play video games. Like, I feel like to really understand a video game, you gotta play the original Castlevania. And it's not just because, like, oh, it's hard, or, oh, it's, like, or, like, oh, you fight monsters. Like, no, just Castlevania has such a good teaching element to itself as a video game. And it's just, like, if you really want to understand a video game or get good at video games and that bullshit, like, just play Castlevania 1 on the NES. Just put some time in it, you know? Like, spend, like, 15 minutes or 25 minutes on it and just see how far you can go.
That's fair. And where would you put Castlevania 1? Shelf, stack, or box?
Oh, this is fucking 100% easily on the shelf. Like, I would display this game proudly. I would get the NES version. I would try to have it in the box if I had the box, because, all the old-ass Nintendo games were cardboard boxes, which are hard to keep in shape. But, I would even, here's what I would do. Not only would I have it in box, but, like, I would, like, recreate the box from scratch. Like, I would 3D print, like, the material, like, and, like, have the artwork, like, from the original NES box and, like, recreate it myself. That's how much I would have this on the shelf. Like, I would fucking make this look amazing, because this game deserves it.
Is it bad with your sentence? What came in my mind was the Fairly Odd Parents meme. This is where I'd put it if I had it. And that's like the blank trophy case. That's what always, whenever people like do that, that always comes to mind for me, is that Fairly Odd Parents meme.
Oh my god.
I did it at work once. We were talking about something, so I took the meme and put some work-related stuff in there, and then they thought it was hilarious too. But I just love that meme.
I remember that meme. Oh my god.
All right, and let's talk about the better one of the two.
All right.
So, Castlevania 2.
Yes, all right. So this is what I've been really thinking about with this podcast recording. I already knew what I was going to go into with Castlevania 1. Like, that game is just a fucking all-time classic. It's a great, it's
It is.
one of the legendary greats. It's a 10 out of 10. Castlevania 2, I understand the confusion people have had with this game, and, like, trying to understand it, and, like, it's confusing, and can be frustrating because it's confusing, but, like, honestly, other than that, though, I love Castlevania 2. Like, I think it's a very odd game. It's very weird, but I think it's also very deliberate. I think it's very innovative as a adventure game. I feel like this game is trying to do so much with so little, and I can't help but respect the hell out of that. I love the soundtrack for this game. The soundtrack is very moody and very awesome. Like, come on, Bloody Tears, that's an all-time great, and it was introduced in this game, and it's awesome. I love the mansion music in Castlevania 2. That song is awesome, the mansion music. I love that. I love the town music. Yeah, like, Castlevania 2 just has so many just classic songs, and I think even with all the flaws the game has, I think it's still just fucking excellent.
Ooh, it's something else. Like, I said it earlier, but I want to kind of just tell you too. Like,
no,
so as I've never played 2 before, but like that game is so important.
Yeah, it is. It is
ridiculously first of everything.
Yeah, and I think we're in such a good spot right now with Castlevania history and Castlevania 2 as a game. Because here's the thing. For all of the frustrations we could have over Castlevania 2 with, like, not understanding it, like, it's easier than ever to play Castlevania 2, because, like, not only can you play the original game, like the cartridge, yeah, you can do that, but, like, you can look up how to play the game on the palm of your hand, like on your phone. Not only that too, but you can also play the Japanese version, the Famicom disc system with an English fan translated patch. There are fucking ROM hacks for this game that fix literally all of the issues on Castlevania 2. Like ROM hacks that fix the day to night cycles, that you don't get the text box too, like it just happens. And it fixes the townspeople speaks, so it's not a bunch of weird cryptic stuff. Like everything makes sense now. And you also get a world map. Like there are ROM hacks that fix literally every issue about Castlevania 2 and now make it even better than it ever was. Like,
hey, to be fair, having random townsfolk just say random shit to you is realistic. Today, when I was walking at a bridge nearby my house in Minnesota, I had a guy ask me, "Hey, I'm new here. Are alligators a thing here?" I'm like, "No," and I don't think he was joking. So, hey, having the NPC say random shit that makes no sense is realistic.
Yes, so, the Midwest, famous for its alligators.
I'm guessing the guy was from the South, and his friends, he was with a bunch of teenagers, and they were lying to him, is my guess. God. So, and he was also high, which I have no problem with, but it's just funny to add to it.
Yeah, I've had my experiences with people under narcotics.
It was just weed. I could smell, but the whole thing was just hilarious to me, because I'm just like, okay.
Okay. Please don't drive under the influence. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure they were walking wherever they were going. We're near a very public area and stuff. So
no, of course.
But it reminded me. I was thinking of that when you were talking about but no, you're right. There are so many ways, and that's something that I said before, but earlier in this recording, but I want to tell you too is just this game is. Another topic I want to bring up. This is a game that is defined by the internet culture as a bad game, and I think that turns people off. And it shouldn't be.
Yeah, and it's such a shame too, because I don't understand how this is a bad game. Yes, it's a little confusing and frustrating at times, but how is that bad? Why? How does that make it bad though? There are games that are quote unquote bad that they suck to play and the controls are awful, but explain to me how that's Castlevania 2 is in the same category as a legitimately bad game. Explain to me. Because I'm sorry, I don't understand it. Castlevania 2 is not a bad game. What the fuck?
Just early YouTube culture.
Yeah.
I would say. I think that played a big part in it. I mean, I'm not part of that culture because I didn't really get into video game reviews until I used to watch IGN. I didn't actually watch any the random people till many years later.
No, of course. There were a few YouTube review people that I'd watch on occasion and I kind of liked. I liked Angry Video Game Nerd back in the day, but I liked him as a character. I didn't take his shit seriously as a critic. Like
people did.
There are people who I take seriously as critics, and it's no, I've never taken Angry Video Game Nerd as an actual critic. It's just
character.
Oh, it's funny. He dropped the television on his foot and he said fuck a million times. Yes, that's funny, but I'm not taking that seriously as an actual critic.
When did you? I can't remember if I asked this, but when did you first play Castlevania 2?
Unfortunately for Castlevania 2, I never really got to experience this on the original console.
Okay.
I experienced it through when I started getting into emulation, and I also played it a lot more through different means throughout the past couple years of my life, whether it be through emulation or the Castlevania collection when I got that on Switch. And but even through all those means, I really like Castlevania 2, and I don't understand why or how it's a bad game.
I was baffled when I finally played it. I couldn't believe how I was lied to by the internet. Who would get that for so many years and believed it? And it was a very eye-opening experience for me.
It just confused me because I played it and I really like the mood of this game, especially when it's at night. I love the colors are way way darker. It's everything darkens. There's all these extra monsters around. Oh, I like this. And then the music that plays at night too. Everything has such a mood to it, and I really like it. Hell, even the Japanese version on the Famicom disc system, where the Japanese version has an extra bit of a help with the soundtrack because it uses the Famicom disc system sounds. So the title screen music for Castlevania 2, when you push start, you get this like organ, this like creepy chimey organ like sound with the Japanese version, and it sounds like legitimately creepy, and it's just like, oh, this sounds like this just makes me feel really uncomfortable, and it's like super creepy. And then like the town music in the Japanese version sounds a little extra organy, and that's like, and I love the sound of that. Like it's Konami really playing with all the extra sound channels of like the Famicom and the disc system. And for those who haven't listened to the Japanese version, Simon's Quest, please look up the soundtrack for it. I believe the Japanese version is, oddly enough, it's not even called Akumajo Dracula or anything like that. It's simply called Dracula 2. Like, it's
Cool.
kind of weird, but yeah, the Japanese version of Castlevania 2 is just called, like, Dracula 2 something. It's and there's, like, a Japanese subtitle. But yeah, listen to the soundtrack for the Japanese version. Like, it just, I don't know, like, the extra sound channels, like, bring in this, like, really creepy layer to it that, like, once again, brings in that really good mood. Like, it brings in the satisfying mood. But yeah, I love Castlevania 2. I honestly really love this game, and I just never understood the weird hatedom it got. It's, I don't know, like, there are times where I think I understand what a lot of other gamers are talking about, and then there's times where I'm just like, you people are fucking stupid. Jesus, this is embarrassing.
You'll be proud of the group because we were all pretty positive. So
hell yeah, nice. Can't wait
pretty
to
sure
listen to
I
it.
remember.
No, of course. I know good people. Thank God.
No, the game really shocked me, like, in a good way, and I was super fucking impressed. So
Hell yeah.
And it was all, I mean, and also for me, I got to take off something off my bucket list for a very long time. So that felt good too.
Hell yeah. Good
I'm not.
for
I
you.
didn't say this in the other recording, but I'm not a big NES fan in general because I grew up with a Super Nintendo. I mean, I played some Nintendo game, but Super Nintendo is my system, so like going back to Nintendo games is hard for me. Even though I've tried, like I made an effort with this podcast to cover some of the greats. Because
I can totally get that. Like, I was born, like, just a little after the NES was starting to wrap up, so, like, I was kind of late on NES stuff, and, like, there's NES games that I just don't like that, like, are popular and people love, but there are NES games where I'm like, oh, I totally get why the NES fucking exploded. Like, this is fucking excellent. Like, this is so good.
Castlevania 2 was something else. I mean, it's...
Oh, totally. Like,
is it I should have looked this up, but I feel like it's got to be if one of the early, if not the first, day and night cycle game.
Might be. It just might be. I'm not quite sure of the logistics of, like, when that debuted in video games, so I unfortunately can't help you there, but it might be one of, like, the earliest examples. And honestly, like, yeah, if there needs to be evidence of, like, why the NES was great, like, the Castlevania games are why. Like, Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, like, all of these games kick ass, and, like, if you want good examples of video games for the console, here you go. Sorry, I don't mean to spoil what my opinions are if you ever do Castlevania.
No, you're fine.
If you ever do Castlevania 3 for the show, like, sorry, I don't mean to spoil, but...
No, I did, but you'd have to go back in time, unfortunately, for that.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, then I'll add in my own quick little thoughts on Castlevania 3. Castlevania 3 fucking rules. They're done.
It does. No, I actually did it a long time ago,
nice,
back in, I think, 2020.
That's kind of weird. You did Castlevania 3, but you never did 1 and 2. Like, I was really shocked when you made the announcement for this. I'm like, you never did Castlevania 1 and 2? That's so weird.
There's a reason. I'll tell you off here. But, all right,
of course.
I want to hear your shelf stacker box for this.
Some people may find this a little controversial, but this is also going on the fucking shelf. This is totally joining my other games and movies. This is easily going on my shelf. This is like fucking easily going on the same shelf as like the games that I already have on the shelf and the movies that I already have on the shelf. Like, this game kicks ass. It's, it can be a little cryptic at times, and it may be a little confusing if you're not paying attention, but, like, it's still really good and really effective and, a cool as hell little game. Konami firing on all cylinders, really trying to do something different, and I love and respect that so much. And this game is, I'll even say it, I think this game's honestly underrated. I never understood the weird hate vitriol this game ever got.
All right. No, I don't understand it now either. After playing through it, it doesn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, Kyle, for taking time out to join us.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, yeah,
I
forgot to
appreciate it.
ask. Where can people find you at, Kyle? I need to do that.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. Do not worry. No problem. And of course, once again, thank you for having me on the show. Folks, you can find me on Blue Sky at chibufo.bsky.social. And you can find my podcast, the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can otherwise look me up as the UFO Podcast.
All right. And stay tuned for the rest of our plugs. All right. And we should go to plugs. And Colby, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Jack Billings Presents. It is a absurdist comedy podcast about crazy people that live in alternate dimensions of Reading, Ohio. You can also hear me talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on This Bizarre Adventure, which I promise will come back. We're working on new episodes, but we're banking them. And you can hear the Backroom Show, which is like a normal podcast, but I got suckered into being a co-host on that. So if you like normal podcasts, you can listen to that.
Okay. And Zach.
You can find me on Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress, anywhere you can find podcasts. We are about to be caught up again on the MCU. We're recording our full episode on the Thunderbolts. So in October, we're going to start on the Alien and Predator and unfortunately the AVP movies and rank all those. And
regret that part.
Sorry?
You're gonna regret that part.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I'm tired of teasing. Colby's gonna be our third host on that for that series because he said he loves the Alien franchise is his favorite of all time. So
the Alien franchise is my favorite franchise of all time. I don't think there's a bad movie in the bunch.
I agree. So that's why you're on the show.
Alien versus Predator, we'll see. I've watched all of them once. We'll see what we think about them when we watch them again.
I am curious.
We'll see. We'll see.
Predator 1 and 2 I also watch on a regular basis.
Yeah, those are good. So, I mean, I feel like I could just guess what the ranking is going to be at this point. But that's not fun.
No. And it might be like way off from what you think after we watch
Yeah. That's a fair point.
A couple Predator movies I haven't seen at all.
Same.
You're probably not missing anything.
You can find me. Hello, I'm Nate. You can find me on TikTok at Nate Does Comedy 79. And a couple months ago, I started a stupid Blue Sky account because I am a nerd. And anytime I see a pallet jack in a video game, I take a screenshot of it and I go, "That's a pallet jack." So I started a Blue Sky for sharing photos of pallet jacks in video games, where I've started rating them by their environmental storytelling. So,
you never know. Like, people will people have gotten famous for random shit on.
Look,
so you never know.
I'm not trying to get famous. I have, let's see, my PS5 says 84.49 gigabytes media gallery, and a bunch of those are probably pallet jack photos.
And what is this Blue Sky again?
Oh, let me pull it up because I don't know. On Blue Sky, do you need like the stuff at the end?
Yeah, but it's just like bsky dot
it's the same thing
or something like that.
Okay. All right. So if you look up pallet jack in games .bsky.social, find some 3 to be exact, but I do have a lot that I plan on sharing on there as well, because like I said, this has been a years-long process. I'll have to boot up my PS4 and get them off of there as well, but yeah.
There you are.
What is it again? Pallet jacks?
Pallet jacks in games.
Yeah, real stupid.
Hey, whatever works.
That is a pallet jack.
That is a pallet jack.
I cannot spell, so I will look this up.
I used to use them all of the time, and I think that's why I was just like I started notice. It was around the when the PS4 came out, I started really noticing them in games, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are developers putting pallet jacks in video games? It's like part of the design.
Pallet.
Oh,
Pallet.
Yeah, Pallet.
Just Google it.
But
Yeah,
I
it's harder to
don't.
spell than you think. All right.
Yeah, I was doing it like an artist's palette because that's what I'm used to.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're an
no.
artiste.
Yeah.
Jackson video games. I'm getting nothing.
Less artsy, more fartsy.
I did find it on Google, and AI gave me your names. And AI, this is what AI says. A Blue Sky username, Palette Jackson Games, posts about Palette Jacks appearing in various video games. They count as a niche single topic feed on the decentralized social media platform Blue Sky.
Wow. Thank you, AI.
Learned something new.
Your
All right.
AI fitness.
If you enjoyed this episode, we do video games, comics, TV shows, movies, all sorts of content. We have over 850 other episodes of the podcast. If you want to hear the rest of our Castlevania content, there's actually a decent amount of it. It will be in the show notes. Check that out. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon, little dog. You can vote in our Patreon polls, and for $10 or more a month, I will promote your show for every episode I make during that month, and I make a shit ton. So you can see all our numbers on Podbean. You can search our Podbean. We do all sorts of content. You never know. Search something random. There's a chance we did it. We do a lot of random shit. So, all right, and if you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. It's free. You'll see a link in the show notes. You can suggest things that I will get to someday, like this. It only took me 2 years, but I got to it. So I will get stuff on there. Go, and then you can lurk. I don't care. I'm happy with lurking. Or you can suggest, or you can just, or if you, I'm always happy to have new people on the show all the time. I'm trying. So check that out. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro crew, Helena at Hell Hatchery. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram, and check out A Gamer Looks at 40 of Bill Tucker. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and review the podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
So long.
Bye.